Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Messiah, and you're listening to IYHWrestling.com.
All right, we are back, and we are joined by GQ Money.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, man. Now, fresh off the big XPW Cold Day in Hell show. Now, we had you on Friday Night Fever a few weeks ago, and you came on, and you had the hurt leg. You broke the news on the Fever.
Yep, I did. I gave you guys the exclusive scoop that I was injured and was going to be out of the match.
Right. Now,
but it was all just a swerve.
Oh, man. We were swerved. The Fever was swerved.
Calculated plan to play psychological mind games with Angel, and it worked out exactly how I needed it to.
Because you knew the Hardcore Homo would be listening to the Fever.
Exactly. So I just wanted to get in, as I'm in your head, they're in his head, we're all in everyone's head. I wanted to get in his head, and I think that's exactly what I did.
Excellent. So the show went down Saturday. How the overall view of the show, how do you think it went?
Overall, I got to say, it went really, really well. The crowd was hot from start to finish. The death match didn't even start until probably 12:15, a.m., and I think probably, I would say 85% of the crowd stayed until the very, very end, and they were popping for everything and going nuts, and it truly was an awesome atmosphere and ambiance.
Mm-hmm. Now, so all the crowd there, they were really happy, they were into the show?
Yeah, it's funny, after the show, excited going and reading the reviews. Start to look at these reviews when people are bashing things and this and that. I gotta be honest, people were happy at that show, and people were coming up to everybody and expressing their joy with it. So, it's funny when you go see, obviously everything wasn't perfect, and every match wasn't 5 stars, etc. But I would say that everyone had a great time because they were the fans were going nuts the whole night, and they were enjoying every moment, popping for everything, and they were just into every single match. I don't think there was a match that the fans weren't into.
Do you think there's some websites that still to this day kind of they hold a grudge towards XPW, or just see it as the bad boys or something? They don't want to give it any credit.
I think people just find it fun and easy to rag on something is what it really comes down to. And they're so used to XPW getting the bad rep and the bad rap that they just figured they'd join the bandwagon and continue on with that. I was pleased with the show. Like I said, I know that everyone, who I speak to in terms of workers was really happy with how it went down. And speaking to Kleinrock, I know he was happy. Big Vision execs were happy. There were 700 or so, die-hard, hungry fans looking for this hardcore action, and I think they got what they wanted. Like I said, was it perfect? No. But what do you expect from a show that a lot of guys haven't wrestled in 5-6 years, etc.? But at the same time, I think everyone went out there, gave it their all, busted their ass, and put out a pretty good show.
Now, one thing I was looking forward to is Return of the Gangsters, and I heard that New Jack gave a pretty big promo afterwards. What was that like, seeing the Gangsters back together, then seeing the promo?
It's got to be the greatest thing in the world to be New Jack and get to go through your match with your music playing like that. I was in the back, I was in the locker room when his match started, and I had no choice but to go out and go watch what was going on, because just the whole entire locker room was shaking by the vibration of the bass from his music, and they were just, people were going apeshit seeing New Jack, go crazy with all his, various props, weapons, etc. Especially that Wolverine-style, blade system that he's got, which is just the craziest thing when you see it sitting backstage. It's like, that guy, wow, crazy shit. But man, it was awesome seeing that reunion, and they kicked ass, and like I said, they had the crowd going nuts and the rafters shaking.
And what, do you want to say anything about the promo he gave afterwards, or should everybody?
In truth, I don't really know what the hell he said, but I know he was talking for about 20-something minutes and just kept going on and on and on. Only in a way that New Jack could. And then, well, some people may have thought it got a little long and excessive. I think people were pretty happy to see New Jack just shooting like that.
And this is nothing against New Jack in the ring, wrestling, but that's definitely a guy I'm just as happy to hear talk as to see wrestle.
Oh, yeah, New Jack's entertaining as hell. When they originally signed, when Big Vision signed the
Did we lose him there?
Before.
Oh.
Yeah, am I back? You losing?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Yeah, Big Vision signed Ultimate Insiders. I wasn't, from New Jack, I wasn't sure how it was going to be because we'd already heard all those stories before, even from his mouth. But man, I mean, that guy is entertaining. He just has a delivery style of sincerity and charm that's crazy. He's talking about slicing a guy forehead, from forehead through forehead, whatever you want to call it. But yet there's something about it that you're just like, oh, that crazy New Jack, what a guy. I mean, he just has some sort of magnetism that just attracts you to it. Even though he's talking about just completely decimating people, it's crazy.
He's beating up an old man. He's stabbing a guy, but you love him for doing it.
You do love him. I mean, I know that Big Vision is trying to shop a New Jack TV show, so we'll see what happens. They've been shooting a whole bunch of stuff over the course of the last few months, and they're going to try to get
we had
something.
New Jack on last year. I actually brought that up, that he would be a perfect guy for a reality show, and then I heard that came up.
I think when Dog the Bounty Hunter went through his little issues last year, that was when they decided to say, hey, if Dog had a bounty hunter type show, let's see what we can do with a guy like New Jack. So they're working on it. I think a lot of people would watch it. Like I said, there's just something about that guy that he could be doing the most horrible shit in the world, but you just want to laugh along and be like, oh, what a guy.
I know something interesting, pretty excited about was that this show was filmed in Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, rocking some high definition. I got to tell you, looking at the monitors, it really did look good. The footage is going to come out looking phenomenal. It's crazy because for the live atmosphere, we wanted to drop the house lights, and just have the lights over the ring, give a nice feel. But unfortunately, due to the HD, we couldn't drop the house lights because HD needs a lot of lighting. So kept the lights on, but it's crazy. It's weird just seeing how HD works because when you look on the monitors, it doesn't even look like the house lights are on. It just looks like ring lights. Yet we had to keep that on because you need a lot of lighting to get that vivid picture for high def.
Besides the lighting, do you think that it brought any problems doing it in high def? Or?
No, other than that, I think the show was regular. Now, I'm not sure about in terms of the directors and cameramen if they had any more difficulties. But I think at that point it's shooting a show business as usual. But it's going to be exciting to see how it turns out. Hopefully we got some great sound. Like I said, I'm pretty confident that we got some great footage. So now edit it up and get it out to the people.
Yeah, before long everything will be in high definition. I'm glad to see you guys take that step.
Yeah, hopefully everything will soon. I have an HD TV, and I'm sick of watching non-HD stuff on my TV because it all looks like shit.
I hear you there, brother.
You go buy a nice TV thinking you're going to get this nice picture, and then when you got 10, 15 channels that are giving you an HD picture, and everything else looks worse than your original TV. It's crazy.
Interest's been telling me about the Bluray and stuff for years, and I just thought, oh, he's just that crazy West Virginian. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He shrugs it off. He doesn't listen to me.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray, both DVDs that are going to come out, like I said, you'll probably see this show on DVD. I would think we'll start pre-selling it within a month. I'm pretty sure we'll rush through getting it done and authored, and then the Blu-ray will probably come out, I would think, around Thanksgiving time. And actually, the one thing about the Blu-ray is it is a giant pain in the ass. So the whole authoring process is going to take so long. The encoding process of just capturing, and converting it to the proper video format, it's probably going to be a week-long process in itself, whereas everything else for a standard DVD is just real-time. So there's so many headaches involved in doing this. But
must take up a lot of hard drive space.
Oh, yeah. When you're looking at the disc, it's 50 gigabytes. Your raw material is going to be even bigger than that. That's a compressed version. So, yeah, it takes up a lot of space.
Somebody like me live in the dark ages. I'll just pop in the DVD.
The DVD people are going to get it first, so hopefully we'll just have to make the Blu-ray good enough to make people want to get both. And then for people, just for the fans' perspective, if you don't have a Blu-ray player yet, the industry is really pretty much saying the only worthwhile Blu-ray player to buy at this time is a PS3. So don't even think about getting a regular player or deck, from the store. It's not worth it. It's going to be obsolete and out of date this year, next year. Whereas at least the PS3 has the online system to auto-update the firmware and keep you going.
Yeah, it's kind of early. Oh, is that what you used it, man?
Yeah, the PS3.
Oh, man. I know it's kind of early, but do you know if you guys, film anything, specifically for, the specials on the DVD?
I mean, we had camera guys in the back, and just going around with the setup of everything and watching everything going in the locker room. So I'm not sure how it's really going to come out of what the specific bonus footage will be, but I'm sure we'll rock something pretty cool and clever.
Now, when we talked to you before, you were really hoping you go out there and have a match with Angel, and possibly be like the swan song for GQ Money. Were you happy with your performance? Like, if that happens to be the last hurrah for GQ Money?
Yeah, if that was my last match, I could honestly say I had a big smile on my face the whole entire night after it, and I think it went really well. As usual, reading the reviews, I get criticized, critiqued. I expect that. I expect nothing less than people saying I suck and this and that. It's funny. I read a review that says that my character is out of touch, with the people and this and that. Yet, I don't know, there were probably about 25 people with different GQ and anti-GQ money signs throughout the show. They were popping with everything. So the only thing I was in touch with was phenomenal highlights. I mean, it was a grind. And I also think that my match is actually going to play better on the DVD than it did live because of some of the stunts that me and Angel did. I say stunts. We kind of rocked some illusions, some magic tricks. And I have a feeling that live audience, only half the people probably really were able to see what actually happened, whereas on video, it's going to come out a little bit better, In reading the recaps, it said that I gave Angel an exploding present, and that's not really what happened. What happened was I went on stage in full street clothes, put on the screen the picture of my calf injury, telling Angel I couldn't wrestle, but instead of that, I got him some birthday presents. Crew brings the birthday presents on stage. Angel insults me, saying that he knew I was coming out of the closet and I'm full of crap. Put a picture of me as a woman on the screen. Made me get pissed off. I left. Angel came up to the stage to go open his presents. By the time he opened the third present, boom, massive explosion and fireball, and there was GQ Money out of that little-ass present in change clothes, full gear, robe, different shoes and everything. In mere moments' time, absolutely. I mean, I gotta say, it was pretty spectacular. So we'll wait to see what it looks like on video. I'm pretty confident it's gonna look pretty damn cool.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. And I guess we'll forgive you for swerving us.
Same thing with the end of the match. We finished it with an illusion as well. I got chased down the curtain. As I went through the curtain, Angel was grabbing me and wouldn't let go. Finally, he pulls, and I was gone, and Steverosano was on the entranceway.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we went old school with the Enterprise right there, but unfortunately, Rosano didn't really look like Rosano, and no one knew who he was, so it really didn't get the pop we were hoping it was going to get, and I feel bad because, there was a guy who was really, I would have liked to see him get one last big pop from the XPW crowd, as, he is in bad shape, is in the wheelchair, but didn't work out exactly as planned, but at the same time, they went brawling back to the ring with my new associate, BB Coop work. Angel and Coop were in the ring, doing a spot or so. Angel ducked Coop, Coop's clothesline, and almost bumped the cameraman. And then the cameraman shot a fireball, took off his wig, took off the sweatshirt, put down the camera, and the cameraman was GQ Money. I mean, it truly was a magical night.
Now, another match would be interesting because last week on In Your Head we were supposed to have Vampiro on, and he no-showed us. Kaos called in, then Vampiro called in. They had a big fight on In Your Head. It was one of our most listened to shows. How did their match go?
Their match was pretty crazy with some sick spots. I mean, Kaos was turned into a bloody mess. Vampiro grabbed some light bulb tubes, crashed him against the back of Kaos, and just tore his back up. I think in looking at the pictures, I think Kaos had to get a bunch of stitches in his back to close up some wounds, but I mean, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, if you go to Kaos's, if you go to Kaos's MySpace, he has some photos up of that, and it's just bleeding all the way across his back. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it looks pretty gruesome. Been hit with some light bulbs before. You get cut. But, I mean, he was cut pretty bad. And the worst thing about it, that was the match after that. So by the time, there was a bunch of broken glass in the ring. So, after our whole pre-match, the entertainment skits, whatever you want to call them, when Angel finally threw me in the ring, that ring was so covered in glass that, I mean, even me, I'm tore up. My whole arm probably has about 25 different small little cuts all over it from having to do it. So I had to put in my little hardcore style for that match as well, because, unbeknownst to me, I was wrestling in some glass that night, but it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Andre, I know you've been on hold here for a while. Did you have a question for GQ Money?
Oh, I didn't know that was
Yeah, he's an unscheduled guest here, so I won't yell at you for not knowing that he's on. But I won't
rocking a little
GQ money. GQ money.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Are you thinking about entering Mr. McMahon contest Monday?
The what?
The $1 million contest?
Yeah.
If I get to enter the $1 million contest on Monday, I guess I'm not too familiar with what the rules of this contest would be. So,
but hey, if there's $1 million on the line, why not?
A song, not million, a song.
I'd like to win $1 million, so maybe I can enter myself in this contest. I don't know.
His name is GQ Money, so I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Despite the people in the crowd having signs that said GQ has no money, but you know.
Cuts close to the bone.
I also saw Pogo the Clown actually had a match with the Sandman.
Pogo, I don't know if you can call it a match, but they had an encounter. It was a pretty quick segment. J-Love returned from the dead, ended up cutting a promo on Pogo, wanting revenge for her past death 5-6 years ago. And as Pogo came out and grabbed her, Sandman was there to make the save. Sandman and Pogo had a little encounter, and it was pretty good. The crowd was eating up Sandman's entrance as usual.
Yeah.
Sandman, did his thing, and he didn't do much, but he didn't have to do much because the crowd was loving him. I mean, it was great when he walked through the curtain, as he was just excited as hell. It was just like, oh yeah, stealing the show with one elbow drop. You can't beat that. Fucking Sandman, that guy's great.
Now, someone here in the chat room, they say, his name's Fuck You, but he says, ask GQ to shoot on all the fans who say that hardcore isn't wrestling.
Ask me to shoot on what?
On any fan who says that hardcore isn't wrestling.
Oh, yeah, I mean, hardcore is definitely a style of wrestling, and hardcore is wrestling. It's wrestling to another level and wrestling to the next level. So, I mean, anyone who doesn't really like it, they're entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, they shouldn't be so close-minded to go say that it's not wrestling, it's not, it's bastardizing the business and all of that. I think those people do have their heads up their ass, and it's closed-minded attitudes like that cause a product to be so stale when you look at the state of the wrestling industry as it is today. It's the fact that we need the open-mindedness to like every single different style to give us a show that has a little bit of everything and not just the same old monotony over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I think you could, you shouldn't have all hardcore either. You think because you said about
you definitely need a little bit of variety. I mean, if you have a show that's all hardcore, it's going to get stale, boring. The same thing. It's going to become monotonous. But if you throw a little bit of hardcore in there, and you throw a little bit of comedy in there, and you throw some strong style, and you throw some lucha, now you got a show that's got diversity and variety, and it truly gives a little something for everyone, and causes a true entertainment, spectacle.
Yeah. Was there any Negro clause on the show?
There was no Negro clause, no Rob Black, no Lizzie Borden, but the emotions were still pretty high. I mean, it was crazy in the back all day, as you just watch different guys walk into the locker room that haven't seen in a lot of years, with a lot of them. So I mean, it was just awesome. I mean, when Terry Funk walked in the door, was a highlight for me, as he noticed me, and he was just like, oh, there he is, my favorite XPW cameraman, I was just telling Sabu about you. And so that was pretty cool for me to hear that, Funk knows who I am and remembers me and has fond memories of my work and this and that. So that was awesome. And then Jeri Benson was there, who I haven't seen in years, and he actually handed me a book that he wrote, which I recommend to anyone. Go to jeribenson.com and read an incredible book about the wrestling industry and his climb and journey in the industry that has got to be the most honest book I have ever read in my life. I mean, he didn't pull shorts. I mean, he tells you everything that he went through, from drugs, sex, strippers, golden showers, blade ropes, this and that. I mean, the book was crazy. And if I read it in the last 2 days, I wasn't able to put it down until I was finished. So
I've never heard of that. I got to pick that one up.
Brand new. I don't think you can get it in stores. You can only get it from his website. It's completely self-published by him. But, it was pretty cool when the guy handed me a hardcover book, that he published himself. I mean, pretty impressive. And like I said, the stories that he wrote were awesome. I mean, I would put it in the top of my list of favorite wrestling books right now.
Awesome. Now, so Funk was there. I know Sabu was I guess he was hurt, so he couldn't wrestle, but he was still at the Fan Fest.
Yeah, Sabu was around, but not really in full capacity, shall we say. As everyone's been reading, a lot of issues with him being not in good shape in the backstage locker area. And that was probably pretty true. I don't know exactly what's going on, but yeah, I saw Sabu taking a nice little nap on the middle of the locker room floor. So, I don't know about that, but he's got some pain, he's got some issues, needs some surgery, so we'll see what happens with him. Hopefully he can recover and, and get his life going and back on track and together.
Since everybody seemed to have a good time, the fans had a good time, and, put the DVD out, see how that goes, and the Blu-ray. Would you like to see another one of these, happen sometime down the road?
I definitely would like to see something happen. I don't know if it's the kind of show that can happen on a regular basis, and I would say it definitely can't work out of XPW coming back full time. I mean, it's just, one, it's a big headache, two, it's a big cost, and three, I think at that point the fans will grow stale of the product as well. But something for a once or twice a year kind of product, even if it was at most 3 times a year, I think would be worth doing and would be a great time and would, draw a pretty good crowd and put a show on that people aren't used to seeing again.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. Anything you want to tell everybody out there before I let you go?
No, just pick up the discs when they come out. Hit up my website if you want to see some video clips and this and that. Hopefully I'll get some clips of my match up there soon if they let me, and we'll see what happens. But thanks for supporting and all of that.
I said this when we had GQ on before, but I highly recommend his YouTube account. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
Thanks.
I'm not just saying that because, you're here.
No, and my new comment is to all the haters who dislike, I got to go with the classic, just suck on my balls, That's what I got to say to those people.
Exactly.
Just suck on my balls. If you don't like me, suck on my balls. That would make me happy. So, to all those people, screw them. Everyone else, if you want to shave your head, go buy a head blade. Other than that, GQ Money was having a great time that night, and I'm glad I got to do what I did.
Excellent.
This is Supreme, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com. Listen to it if you got the balls.